Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Elite Weather Forecasting. I'm meteorologist Mr. G here with another weather forecast for you. And in this video, we're going to be talking about some wintry precipitation that's going to be taking place from the southern plains and to areas of the southern Appalachian and the Mid-South. And our city of the day for this video is Houston, Texas, as we're looking at a warm 75 degrees as we're seeing some warm air advection out ahead of an advancing storm system from the west. And that storm system is going to be a bit colder, so we're going to be seeing a mixed bag of precipitation moving into Texas and portions of the Mid-South as well. Let's take a look at what we're seeing as far as the southern ice and snowstorm. Alright folks, as we're dealing with the southern ice and snow, this forecast is going to be kind of tricky because there's a lot of what ifs associated with this forecast, and with the positioning where our storm is and that air level ridge of high pressure to the north and that low pressure coming up from the south, there's a lot of confusion in the models right now. We're going to take a better look at that coming up, because not all of the models are quite agreeing on what we're going to be seeing with this scenario. And one of the things we're going to be worried about here is that cold Arctic air that's going to settle into the southern plains on Monday. And we're also going to be seeing several rounds of snow, sleet, and freezing rain possible throughout the week next week, and the potential for disruptive ice that can cause some damage to parts of Texas and Oklahoma. So let's take a look now at our scenario, and we're looking at this area of high pressure to the north that's going to be dropping down out of Canada and into the plains, and we have that northeasterly flow come around the backside of this high, and we're seeing that air. Remember, air flows counterclockwise, or flows clockwise around the high. Low pressure goes counterclockwise, so we're seeing the air pattern coming this way and down to the southeast, the southwest here into North Texas. So it's going to be bringing that cold air behind our stationary front. This front is going to stall out just north of the Gulf Coast, and that's going to be the catalyst for some severe weather, some heavy rain, and we're going to be seeing some mixed wintry precipitation with this as well. Now let's take a look at our next map here as we talk about that area of low pressure here that's going to be dropping down and coming across the Texas and Mexican border and over along the Gulf Coast. That's going to be spreading some heavy rain down across the southeast, and we're going to be seeing this area right in here where we're going to have that overlap between our warm our warm air from the Gulf and our cold air coming down from the plains in Canada, and it's going to be that battleground right in this region here. That's going to be leading to some freezing rain, sleet, snow, maybe even some thunder as well in that region. It's going to be kind of a hard area to forecast because things are actually quite crazy, and a lot of things are going on where we have some overlapping of that warm air from the Gulf. That cold air is dense and very heavy because we have a very strong ridge of high pressure up to the north. So that cold air is going to be very dense and want to sink close to the surface. That lighter, moisture, and warm air is going to go up over the top, and that precipitation falling through is going to fall as rain, but as it gets down to the surface, it's going to freeze. So temperatures will be below freezing, especially in the overnight and early morning hours is where we can really see that freezing rain, sleet, and snow fill up as well. So a very mixed bag of things going on across the southern plains as we head into the week, the upcoming work week. Now let's talk about what we're going to be seeing as far as that wintry weather. The placement is going to be kind of off because there's a lot of confusion in the models, as I said, but we're going to be seeing a swath of snow and sleet and freezing rain right in this region right here. We're going to be seeing that potential there for that wintry precipitation. So the roadways might be kind of slick, and so will some of the walking paths. So please be careful as you make your way to work or school tomorrow morning. A lot of emergency room visits occur because of slips and falls during this kind of weather pattern. So, and then down to the south, we're going to be looking at that heavy rain. So that's going to be a concern as well. Depending on how much this moisture overlaps into this area could determine how much we can see as far as freezing rain, sleet, and snow. And we got a lot of things going on in the lower levels of the atmosphere, and if we can get this moisture to overlap with this cold, then we're going to be seeing a lot more in the way of frozen precipitation. But if this misses or the precipitation overshoots the cold air before it comes down, then you might miss some frozen precipitation altogether and just see rain. So it all depends on timing. Let's take a look at the ice impacts. According to our current forecast, we are looking at lots of icing through portions of northern Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, southern Illinois. We're going to be looking at a very sloppy mess out here through portions of the southern plains and into the mid-south, so the mid-Mississippi Valley and the southern Appalachian mountain range. So a lot of wintry weather for this area, and we're going to be looking at a heavier amounts of frozen precipitation down here over Abilene and north central Texas and through Oklahoma. Lighter amounts of freezing rain or sleet through portions of Arkansas, Missouri, southern Illinois, Indiana, and Tennessee. Not Indiana, but Kentucky and Tennessee. Maybe southern Indiana might see a touch as well, but for the most part, we're looking at the southern plains as far as the wintry precipitation. And now, as we take a look at our first scenario in the morning hours, tomorrow, we got to be seeing that rain down across the southern plains and the Gulf Coast. So we're going to be seeing that heavy rainfall down through Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida Panhandle, Louisiana, southeastern Texas, and eastern Arkansas. So a lot of heavy rain. Some places could pick up 3 to 4 inches of rain. Some locations could pick up as much as 5 inches. And this is what we're going to be seeing in the morning. Now, our frozen precipitation is still over portions of Colorado, so we're seeing quite a distance between that, and this is according to the GFS model. See, in the morning hours, the GFS has us missing the frozen precipitation in the morning hours and precipitation altogether through Oklahoma, North Texas, and portions of the southern plains. But our second scenario shows some of that mixed precipitation picking up here over Oklahoma, North Texas, and we're seeing that rain down here across the south. So San Antonio, Houston, New Orleans, Alexandria, all the way through Mobile and Montgomery is going to be picking up rainfall in the afternoon hours tomorrow. This is what the European model is saying. Now, I tend to think that the European tends to have a better handle on things initially, and then the GFS kind of comes around, falls into line, but we're still seeing those models kind of spread far apart. So we got to kind of go to middle ground with this forecast for now until we start to see the GFS comes in line or the Euro goes in line with the GFS. But right now, I'm tending to lean toward the model that we're going to be seeing that large swath of frozen precipitation down here through the mid-south and into portions of northern Texas and Oklahoma, especially. We're going to be seeing a lot of freezing rain and sleet, and I think we might even pick up as much as a ½ an inch across the southern plains with this storm system. Again, my name is Mr. G with that snowy and wintry weather forecast, so please be careful across the southern plains as you're making your way to school and work tomorrow or your daily activities. So please watch for those slips and falls, because that again is the leading cause of trips, emergency room trips during this time of the year and during weather events like this. My name is Mr. G. Thanks for watching. Leave your likes, comments, and subscribe.